Why luck is a lie. The real secret to success and skill mastery. The illusion of luck. Many people believe success comes from luck. They look at others and say, he is lucky. She was in the right place at the right time. They were born lucky. This idea sounds comforting, because if success is luck, then failure is not our fault. We can relax. We can wait. We can hope. But this belief is dangerous because it keeps people stuck. It stops growth before it starts. Luck feels easy. Skills feel hard. That is why many people choose luck. They wait for a miracle. They wait for a big chance. They wait for someone to notice them. Days pass. Weeks pass. Years pass. Nothing changes. This is the truth. Luck is not a plan. Luck is not a strategy. Luck is not something you can control. If your life depends on luck, your life depends on nothing. Now, let me ask you something simple. Have you ever seen someone succeed and felt jealous? Have you ever thought, why not me? Have you ever felt that life is unfair? This feeling is normal. Everyone feels it at some point. But what if the problem is not life? What if the problem is the story we tell ourselves? We say they are lucky, but we do not see their work. We do not see their practice. We do not see their failures. We only see the result. Seeing only the result is like seeing a tall tree. You admire its height. You admire its strength, but you forget the years underground. You forget the roots. Success works the same way. Most people call something luck when they do not understand the process. They see the finish line. They do not see the long road. This video is about changing that story. It is about removing the lie of luck and replacing it with something real: skill. Skill is not magic. Skill is built, slowly, daily. Skill does not look exciting at the beginning. It looks boring. It looks repetitive. It looks small. That is why many people quit. They want fast results. They want big changes now. But real change is quiet. Real growth is slow. Think about learning to walk. You fell many times. You failed every day, but you kept trying. No one called you lucky when you walked. You practiced. That is why you succeeded. Now think about adults. Adults forget this truth. They think learning should be easy. They think success should be fast. They think effort means something is wrong. That is not true. Effort means you are growing.
Let us talk about people who look lucky. A man gets a promotion. People say he is lucky. But they do not see him staying late. They do not see him learning new skills. They do not see him solving problems no one wants to solve. They see the reward, not the price. A woman starts a business. It becomes successful. People say she is lucky. They do not see her early mornings. They do not see her failures. They do not see the nights she wanted to quit. Luck is the word people use when they do not want to see effort. But here's the truth. Luck is rare. Skill is repeatable. Luck may help you once. Skill helps you again and again. If you win once by luck, what happens next? If you lose everything, what do you have left? Nothing. But if you win by skill, you can win again. This is the difference. Luck is outside you. Skill is inside you. Luck depends on chance. Skill depends on choice. Every day, you choose. You choose to learn, or you choose to wait. You choose to practice, or you choose to scroll. You choose effort, or you choose excuses. No one sees these choices, but they shape your future. Many people think successful people are special. They think they are smarter. They think they are born different. This is another lie. Most successful people are normal. They felt fear, they felt doubt, they felt tired. But they did one thing differently. They kept learning. They did not wait to feel ready. They learned first. They did not wait for confidence. They built skill first. Confidence is not the start. Confidence is the result. This is very important. Many beginners wait for confidence. They say, "I will start when I feel confident." That day never comes. Confidence comes from action. Confidence comes from practice. You cannot feel confident at something you never do. Skill gives confidence, not the other way around. Think about speaking English. At the beginning, you feel nervous. You feel slow. You feel stupid. This is normal. But if you practice every day, you start to understand more. You start to speak better. One day, confidence appears. Not because of luck, because of repetition. Now think about your life. Where are you waiting for luck? Where are you hoping instead of learning? Waiting feels safe. Learning feels uncomfortable. But waiting costs time. Time is the most expensive thing you have. You can lose money and earn it again. You can lose a job and find another. But you cannot get time back. Every day you wait, your future stays the same. This is not a punishment. It is simply cause and effect. If nothing changes, nothing changes.
Skill is the only thing that changes your direction. It gives you options. It gives you power. A person without skills waits. A person with skills moves. A person without skills hopes. A person with skills builds. This is why luck is a lie. Luck is a story people tell to feel better about not trying. Skill is the truth people avoid because it requires effort. But the truth is also freedom. Because if success depends on skill, then success depends on you. Not your parents, not your country, not your past. You may start late. You may start small, but you can start. And starting is enough. You do not need to know everything. You only need to learn one thing. One skill, one step. That step changes your direction. Part 2. Skills give you power. Power is not money. Power is not status. Power is not luck. Real power is the ability to act. Power means you are not helpless. Power means you have options. Power means you can move forward even when life is hard. Most people think power comes from outside. They think power comes from a boss, from a company, from a title, from a rich family. But this power is weak, because it can be taken away. A job can disappear. A company can fail. Money can be lost. Then what? If your power lives outside you, you are always afraid. But skills change everything. Skills give you power that stays with you. No one can steal your skills. No one can delete them. No one can fire them. They live inside you. Think about this simple example. Two people lose their jobs. The first person has no skills, no clear ability, no confidence. They panic. They feel lost. They wait. They send resumes and hope. The second person also loses a job. But this person has skills. They can write. They can speak English. They can use a computer. They can solve problems. They feel scared too, but they act. They freelance. They teach online. They help others.
they create something new. Same problem, different result. The difference is skill. Skills turn fear into action. Without skills, problems feel like walls. With skills, problems feel like doors. This is real power. Power means you do not wait for rescue. You become the solution. Many people fear the future. They fear technology. They fear change. They fear losing jobs. This fear comes from one place: lack of skills. When you have no skills, change is dangerous. When you have skills, change is opportunity. The world is changing fast. Jobs come and go. New tools appear. This will not slow down.
If you stop learning, you fall behind. But if you keep building skills, you stay strong. Skilled people do not fear the future. They trust themselves. They say, I can learn. I can adapt. I can figure this out. That belief is powerful. This belief does not come from hope. It comes from experience. They have learned before. They have struggled before. They have improved before. So they know they can do it again. This is confidence built on skill. Not fake confidence, not loud confidence. Quiet confidence. The kind that stays calm in chaos. Think about speaking English again. A beginner is afraid to speak. Every mistake feels heavy. But someone with skill speaks freely. They make mistakes too, but they are not afraid. Why? Because they know mistakes are part of growth. Skill removes fear. Not because fear disappears, but because fear no longer controls you. Skills give you options. Options are freedom. When you have no options, you feel trapped. You accept anything. You stay silent. You stay small. When you have options, you choose. You choose where to work. You choose what to learn next. You choose who you listen to. This is power. Let us talk about money. Many people chase money. They think money is freedom. But money without skill disappears. We see this again and again. People win money. People inherit money. People lose it all. Why? No skills. Money is a tool. Skills tell you how to use the tool. Without skill, money controls you. With skill, you control money. The same is true for opportunities. An opportunity without skill is wasted. Skill makes opportunity useful. That is why skilled people look lucky. They are ready. When a chance appears, they can use it. Others see the result and call it luck. But the truth is preparation. Let us talk about preparation. Preparation is quiet. No one claps for preparation. No one likes preparation. It looks boring. It looks slow. But preparation is powerful. It is like sharpening a knife. If you sharpen slowly, cutting becomes easy. If you never sharpen, every cut is painful. Skills are your sharpness. Daily practice sharpens you. 10 minutes of learning, 30 minutes of practice. Small, simple, but over time, sharp. Many people think they need big changes. They think one big action will fix their life. This is another lie. Big results come from small actions repeated. Skill grows in silence. One word learned today, one page read, one mistake corrected. No one notices, but your future does. The future always pays attention. Now think about your daily life. What are you building? Are you building skills? Or are you building excuses? Excuses feel good now. Skills feel good later. Growth is uncomfortable. That discomfort is the price of power. Skilled people accept this price. They do not complain. They do not wait. They train, even when tired, even when bored, even when no one is watching. This is why they are strong. Strength is not loud. Strength is consistent. Skill building is not about motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Skill building is about habit. You show up even when you do not feel like it. That is power. This is why skills change your identity. You stop seeing yourself as weak. You stop seeing yourself as unlucky. You see yourself as capable. I can learn. I can improve. I can handle problems. This identity is unbreakable. No failure destroys it. Failure becomes feedback. Every mistake teaches you something. This is how skilled people think. They do not say, "I failed." They say, "I learned." This mindset protects them. It keeps them moving. Now ask yourself this: what skills are you building right now? Not what you plan to build, not what you want to build someday. What are you building today? Because today decides tomorrow. Skills do not care about your past. They only care about practice. You can start at zero. Zero is not a problem. Staying at zero is the problem. The moment you start learning, you leave zero. That step gives you power. Part 3. One skill can change your life. Freedom is not doing nothing. Freedom is not escaping work. Freedom is control. Control over your time, control over your choices, control over your future. Most people think freedom comes later. They say, "One day I will be free." But that day never comes, because freedom is not a place. Freedom is a skill-based state. If you have no skills, freedom is impossible. You depend on others. You depend on systems. You depend on luck. But when you have skills, something changes. You stop begging life for permission. You start creating your own path. This is why one skill matters. One real skill can change everything. Not 10 skills, not a perfect plan. One. One skill that is useful, one skill that solves problems. That is enough to start. Think about people who escaped hard lives. They did not escape because of luck. They escaped because of one skill: writing, speaking, teaching, selling, building. One skill opened the door. After that, other skills followed. Skill creates momentum. Momentum is powerful. When you see progress, you want more. When you see growth, you keep going. But the first step is the hardest, because at the start, there is no reward, only effort. This is where most people stop. They say it is not working, but skill is working underground, like roots growing in the dark. You cannot see it yet, but it is happening. If you quit too early, you kill the roots. If you stay, the tree appears. This is the patience gap. Most people cannot wait. Skilled people can. They trust the process. They know growth is delayed. They know effort compounds. This is why they win. Now, let us talk about confidence again. Real confidence is calm. It does not shout. It does not prove. It simply exists. This confidence comes from skill. When you know you can do something, you relax. You do not need approval. You do not need validation. You trust yourself. This trust changes how you speak, how you move, how you decide. People feel it. This is why skilled people attract opportunities, not because of luck, because confidence is visible. Confidence comes from repetition. You have done the work. You have faced difficulty. You survived. So you are not afraid anymore. This is inner freedom. Now think about beginners again. Beginners feel lost. They feel small. They feel behind. This feeling is normal, but it is temporary. If you keep learning, it disappears. The problem is not being a beginner. The problem is staying a beginner. Staying happens when you stop practicing. Movement happens when you show up daily. 10 minutes every day. That's enough. Consistency beats intensity. 1 hour once a week is weak. 10 minutes every day is strong. Skill respects consistency. It rewards those who return. Now, let us talk about choice again. Every day, you choose one of two paths: comfort or growth. Comfort feels good now. Growth feels good later. Most people choose comfort. Skilled people choose growth, not because they love pain, because they love freedom. They know comfort is expensive. It costs your future. Growth costs effort, but effort buys options. Options buy freedom. This is the real formula. Effort leads to skill. Skill leads to options. Options lead to freedom. No luck needed. This formula works anywhere. Different country, different background, different age. The formula does not care. Only action matters. You may say, "I'm too late." This is another lie. Late is better than never. Skill does not ask your age. It only asks for practice.
Many people start late and win. They win because they started. Others never start and lose silently. No drama, no failure, just regret. Regret is heavier than effort. Effort hurts for a moment. Regret hurts forever. This is why starting now matters. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now. Choose one skill. Do not overthink. Overthinking is fear in disguise. Choose something useful, something that helps others. Value creates opportunity. The more value you create, the more free you become. This is how the world works. Skill is value in action. Now let us return to luck. Luck may exist, but it is weak. It is random. It cannot be trusted. Building your life on luck is like building a house on sand. Skill is solid ground. Skill is reliable. Skill stays. When everything falls apart, skill remains. This is why luck is a lie. It is not the reason people succeed. It is the excuse people use when they do not want to face the truth. The truth is simple. Success is built, not found, not given, built, piece by piece, day by day. If you remember one thing from this article, remember this. You are not unlucky. You are untrained. And training is possible, starting today. Your future is not waiting for luck. It is waiting for skill. Build it, and you will never need luck again.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Self-Study Every Day for more helpful lessons. Leave a comment and tell me what you want to learn next.